So then we will go ahead and, okay. Does anybody want to then take over the meeting and then go through everything, or since Steve's not prepared to do that tonight? I am prepared to do so if you would like, but I'm just saying.
Go for it.
Okay. Are you okay? Let's go ahead and get started.
I mean, half this stuff has your name on it anyway, so you might as
A
well.
lot of talk this one. Okay. I'm gonna call the meeting to order for the Osage County Free Care Board. It is
6:10.
6:10. And we're gonna get started. Do roll call, Sean Meyer, Alyssa Lee,
Steve Kussner.
Steve Chambers, Kristen Porter, former president, Martin Freed. So number 3, new business. So like we were kind of discussing a minute ago, we had an election. We're still trying to figure out the end date and everything for how it to proceed. But Dee did not run again today or last week or 2 weeks ago for re-election. Is that correct, Dee? No, you did not rerun to be on a board of directors, right? You did not get.
Well, because, I mean, my seat was filled. My seat was up, I'll put it that way, and I didn't file, so, Beth Mayfield, that's who my understanding is Beth is one who filed. So she would have, I mean, she'd be here big one. She would be filling my seat.
I did speak to her last week, and that's something I have to talk about moving on later. Is that if we could talk about the dates, she's on another board, and it's on Mondays, the second Mondays each month as well. So we want to talk about possibly doing that, so she could attend. Beth has experience with ag stuff. Her son was a part of the is one, so she's familiar with it. So I wanted to acknowledge that. Another part of the business is we kind of discussed it with you last week a little bit, but how since you're don't really want to vote on much tonight, I want to acknowledge that. We would like to acknowledge her and Karen Miller. Karen resigned a couple weeks ago, and by doing something with it and bringing it through the Board of County Commissioners. So how would you feel if all of us kind of put a couple of dollars in and said that, and we would as well get a plaque for each of them? Acknowledgement of the years they've been on the board and all the time that it is a volunteer board. And so this is something.
Sure.
Everybody agree with that? So would you guys be okay if we do, what amount we leave?
I don't know how much a plaque costs.
About $25.
Oh, okay.
And then the commissioner that they have as well. So everybody okay with that? Yes.
And I have said, I would really prefer not to do that because there's always been way more than just us.
And I think that's something that we are going to acknowledge as well, but I think it's something that we should start, especially since people are having a hard time volunteering time now. I think it's a gesture so that we and the commissioners of course should definitely let people know she's been on here a long time as well. Your family has, same thing with Karen. And everybody's very excited on the page. They feel like they acknowledge all the hard work that guys have done over the years. So it's not even just myself, and of course I know they feel the same. But the commissioners are definitely on board when we talk to them about it. If there was no hesitation, nothing, it was absolutely necessary. So, I, no one wants to make that so helpful, of course, but we all feel like you need to be acknowledged for all the hard work done every day. We want to acknowledge you guys. So, let's see. I would like to say, I would like to split up this, the new business, if it's okay with you guys, to complete it at the very end, because Albert might be coming in after his, meeting of planning and zoning, that's something I'd like to discuss with you. So if it's okay with you and there's no objection, I I'd like to see if there's a motion that we can split the new business, and complete it. At a later time before we end the meeting. Is there a motion?
There's a motion.
Since there's been moved in second, is there any discussion about it?
No.
Okay. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? And the motion carries, we'll proceed by splitting. Sorry, my notes is working all week.
Hurry up and catch it.
What? Yeah. Let's see. Did you bring the copy of the minutes from the last meeting?
I think they're attached. Page 2?
Yep.
No?
Yeah, they're there.
Yeah, that's it. It's October 6th was the last time we really met, right?
Pardon?
So October 6th was the last time.
Yeah, because we couldn't,
Yeah, because
for
we
one
missed
reason or
after.
another, we jumped, and so,
Right. So yeah, that's right.
yeah, so that would be right.
So I would like to ask there's a motion to accept and approve the minutes from October 6th, 2025, 6 p.m.
Motion.
Is there a second? All those in favor? Say
Aye.
Opposed? No. The motion carries, we will proceed. The financial report would be, are you prepared to do that?
Sure. The only changes would be, I had I kind of waited, I had mentioned it, probably September, October, that I was gonna have to order paper, ink, the little, combs that we put in the books, stuff like that. That type of thing. And so I got the order already in November. I thought we were gonna have a meeting. Didn't. And in the meantime, my printer in there, the Fairboard's printer, I didn't have ink. And so I took the checks home to the fair and printed them at home, because I didn't have ink here. So I finally just last week, like that, PO was dated in November. And finally last week, I called Maryfield and ordered it. So that's the only, and that'll be in maintenance and operations. And you'll find it on there for Maryfield, somewhere. And yes, it's expensive, but ink is expensive. And, probably on the back, flip it over, yeah, Maryfield, so, 1655, so there was paper, ink, signed this invoice, if anybody wants to see it, so that came, I've just submitted it for payment, that's the only what you would call outstanding, encumbered, is what they call it, because it hasn't been paid yet. Everything else should be paid, has been paid, not should, has been paid. So, and then on the other accounts, nothing's gone through. So the balances should be, I didn't look, but should be the same as they were the last time we met. And, so, but you glance at them if you have any questions about any of them. Now's a good time to ask. So we still have the 15,000 in what they call that capital outlay, which was supposed to be, well, I guess for device shelving, cabinets and whatever for over there in that storage room to get stuff up and stored away. They did go over there like the end of January and fix where that water was coming in. Did a really nice job on that, but we still have the birds coming in. I don't know if that wall's leaking, but they did fix it where it was running out of that door. So that was an improvement. But so that money is still there, and that's kind of what we had asked for. To buy shelving and tubs and whatever. And then the very last page is what's called, we've always called it a little cash account. And that's where when we rent the booths out during the fair to the vendors, that money goes in there. And like I've said before, we've never, since I've been on board, we've never spent any out there. We were trying to build it up enough, maybe to buy a big sign out here that we could have more than just the fair, but definitely have the fair up that would stay up year round. So every event, because I have some big events now, every event that comes in, everybody that comes in would drop by that sign. We'd love to have it on the highway, but DOT won't work with you, and and people don't want them in their yards. I understand, or in the pastures, but when I talked to Janine and about that, and because she was on board a long time ago, but the state statute on that was you had to designate what you were going to spend that for, and it was basically something that was going to benefit the whole fair, not just a one-time event. Not we've never used it for premiums and awards. I mean, and we've been saving it because we knew a good sign that wasn't going to deteriorate in 2 years was going to cost a little bit of money. It would be wonderful if we had enough electric, or we could run electric to it and maybe have digital cost where we could advertise other things too. But who knows? Anyway, that's what that account is.
What's the name of that account again?
Pardon?
What's the name of that one again?
Well, they now call it an M&O, but when we used to refer it as the cash account because we have another M&O, and it was just easier to kind of keep them in your mind, kind of keep them, separate. But, there's quite a bit of difference when during the fair, the balances in those accounts. The other M&O is what we take out, like pay the carnival, pay expenses of the fair. And then we have the premiums and awards, and that's exactly what that is. That's to buy the awards, pay the premiums for the still exhibits, the kids for the fair, or the livestock show, stuff like that.
So I know a couple times we've been back and forth about us having an external banking account. Do we not have one out in the bank?
We have one that I transfer money to just write the checks for the premiums and awards. So I transferred out of the premiums and awards account, and those checks are written at the end after the fair, after get everything figured up, get everything together. And those are just for the premiums and awards, or like still exhibits, the livestock show.
Do you have those that good?
No, Sally keeps those. The only time I get a copy is if when we have a transaction, which it's easy to go get, but I don't get, and I can't get on Kelpro and copy, get a copy. I can do that with these, but I can't get on Kelpro and copy that. I don't know why, but that would only when we have a transaction. Yeah.
So do you have like a book in there with all of that on there?
No. Like I said, you could, if you have any questions, because I talked to her the other day about getting a list, and because I had a question about something, but I didn't get it. I mean, it wasn't that she refused. She answered my question on a check that I had, but I'm sure she could do that.
That's something they'll probably ask for it.
How many other people access that account? The one you were just
When I write a
describing?
check,
Yeah.
so I write it, I take it up to the treasurer's office, and they register it
Okay.
to verify basically the money's in the account, and then I mail it out. I don't know how I'm the only one that writes a check. I think that's how it's kind of works.
Okay.
But I'm the only one on that account per se. But they have to register it before the bank will accept it and cash it.
Okay.
So I can't,
Is this an account that should always have like $0 in it after all your checks have been written?
Not always. Sometimes we'll have a little bit that'll roll over.
Like what? $100 or something?
It depends on the amount of premiums that we had. And I can't,
Okay. I'm just trying to get an understanding.
Sure,
as to how
I don't know.
successful.
Sometimes we'll have close to $1,000 in there because we won't have as many premiums as I thought we were gonna have.
Okay.
But that's just, I usually go down and it'll show on, if you look on the premiums and awards page, it'll show a SBA 750. And that shows when I transfer money to that account. And that's what that is.
Okay.
So I do a purchase order, commissioner signs it, it's like any other purchase order, he signs it. I take it up and the county clerk's office issues the check, whatever you want to call it. I have them hold it, I go pick it up, I trot over to Sally's office, I give it to them, they deposit it in that account, and then I'm able to write the checks for the premiums and awards. And, I mean, technically, yeah, you could probably hold it until you get everything figured and maybe know a little closer. Then the kids are in the other exhibitors as well are gonna be further out weeks getting their money probably. So
Is there a reconciliation that gets done on that somewhere?
Sally does, they do it at the treasurer's office.
Okay.
That's what usually she'll send me a copy and it'll show when the checks go through and what the balance is. And there's a year, void on them. So if they don't cash them in a year, they're void.
And they'd have to get a reissue.
Pardon?
And they'd have to get a reissue.
Will you have
Right.
to go up there with the next person to sign your name off?
Well, I probably, or just notify them and they get hold of the bank.
No, there's, yeah, that's gonna have to happen.
So she's going to go some time.
Yeah. Okay.
Pardon?
No.
Oh.
So then before you're done, I know this is probably going real quick, I just have a question. Before you're done, you're probably, since none of us have really been on here, you're more than willing to help teach us all.
I'm going home. I will say, I don't know who's gonna do this, but I have one more check. I was notified one of the school teachers, and it's my fault. I overlooked her from, McCord. When they do the little posters, they get a little check. And I have it marked that she got a check and she did not double check. That's why I was calling Sally the other day. And so, I planned to do it before today, but I just didn't get it done. Can't do it tomorrow because I'm working election. So probably Wednesday, if something doesn't happen, I'll come in, print that check, take it up, Sally will register it so I can get hers. That's the only outstanding anything that I'm aware of as far as those. Usually I don't have anything like that, but every now and then you'll miss one for whatever reason, and I've got it marked that I paid her, but I did not. So I don't know who is going to be doing this, but don't write me off unless you let me know. So, somebody else can do it because we owe her the money, so we definitely want to take care of it.
Do you have that information on file?
Yeah.
And when do you think you'll probably be ready to get the key and everything for this one?
Well, so I can't tomorrow because I'm working the election and I'll be gone all day tomorrow. But I'll probably come out, I'm planning on coming out Wednesday and I can probably get, most of my things out Wednesday. I've accumulated because over the years, I brought my own things to work with for a long time. So,
Did you say that was your computer or that was the fair board?
The fair has an old laptop and two newer ones. And then I've got one of mine's in there if I brought mine. But they have two newer ones that we purchased last year. And then one that was purchased like 7 years ago or something. Mm-hmm.
Any other questions, or do you want to tell us that I didn't go?
I'm good.
I'm gonna move over to discussion and possible action regarding the bylaws. since we have so many changes, my opinion, and I want to hear everybody else's, would be, as we're growing in the next year, working on jotting things down, I think would be a good idea, instead of us not having all this experience on board and just coming up with them or implementing someone else's. My idea would be, as we're having these meetings, just having these discussions and adding it on there, and then in the future, hopefully maybe this time next year, we'll have a sort of maybe we can compare and use. But what are your thoughts?
I agree, because I definitely feel like there should be some,
I guess
some guidance. Because I was lost this last year completely.
I agree. It's never a bad idea to have something to refer to.
Yeah.
I think we're good on that one. Do you want to add anything? I could, I know we don't want to vote on anything.
I'm just, I can't hear that well down here and you screwing in, but, so I kind of leaned in so I can hear.
Number seven, this was the hub where we were talking about last year. Wouldn't it be nice if we get more of the schools to participate in everything? And my opinion on this, and I want to hear everybody else as well, is since we're all very new at this and we're still going to be figuring this out, maybe even though I still think it's a great idea to get people pulled in more schools, we're going to have a lot of challenges this next year since all of us, we don't know what we're doing really, and we're going to be working really hard to get it going. So I hate to add another thing on it this year because we have so much to learn. So that's my thought on it, but if anybody else wants to run with it, then I'm happy to do that as well. And we can talk about it.
I have a lot of school connections, so I don't mind, helping, but I don't, I mean, if I know what I need to do, I don't mind, reaching out to the schools.
That's
So, I mean, something simple, I mean, maybe not anything.
So my understanding before is that the teachers would bring things and the parents would take them, right? They were responsible for it. Am I wrong about that, or is that correct?
Some of them did, like some would bring even the kids as exhibits and then their the class posters, of course, and stuff. And then some of the schools, the parents would bring the kids as exhibits in, it just depends. But Bowering, for instance, their superintendent, Nikki, she brings in most all of their stuff. Those kids don't have a way sometimes to even get in. But anyway, she'll bring their stuff in. Joyce Moore brings from McCord, brings lots of their stuff in. Yeah.
So the idea with the hub is that if we knew someone like a teacher, counselor, or something like that, would be able to gather that stuff and bring it in and be responsible for taking that afterwards. And just it's such a large county, the driving and making sure that someone's responsible for it was the idea.
Okay.
And do that something like building, call home and discuss that at the next meeting then. So everybody, you guys have any thoughts on it as well?
No, I'm good. I'm looking at item 11.
Okay, well, I'll get there now, sorry. Okay, number 8, moving boxes from in here is what I was talking about here, and what we need to do with those. I would really like us to inventory everything. I don't know what all we have, and then also possibly buy something. But we don't really, I'm afraid that the boxes are gonna fall apart and things are gonna get in. So, we need to go through the process of trying to get more totes or something, but I think we need to have an idea of what we have and what we might need to get rid of, because I think we were told we can't sell those shirts, right?
But you can give them for premiums. That's what we would do. We'd give them to the kids for premiums, like the dog show, whatever. In addition to whatever we were giving them, we'd give them like premiums, those for premiums as well. Anything you can add those to because, everybody likes them, but, yeah.
So I think it's a good idea for us to go through what we have here, so if we can try to pick a day that we can all kind of come in and write down what we have and things that we need to get rid of, whatever that would be.
Is there a current inventory list?
Do what?
Do you have a current inventory list?
Of that stuff?
Yeah.
No.
No? Okay. Probably gonna take a couple of days.
Do you guys have any ideas and dates that you guys would do? Would you like to do evening or on the weekend somewhere?
For me, it'd be on the weekend.
You guys have any dates that are off of that? That would not be absolutely.
Easter. Definitely not Valentine's Day. Valentine's week.
The 21st, 28th of this month, or?
I could probably make either one of those.
Yeah, I could probably.
That's for the first. Are you
Should be good.
Candy.
Depends on how morning. Like what? 8, 9, 10? What?
10 sounds good to me. I mean, we all have a long drive and it's like,
Would you do 10 a.m.?
Okay.
somebody's motion for that. Is there a motion that we're gonna send the inventory on February 21st at 10 o'clock?
Motion.
Second.
Is there a discussion on that? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Proceed. Carried. Okay, monthly to-do list, that actually goes with number 10 as well. I don't like that we don't have something set in stone that we need to make sure and follow, that we need to get done every month we come in here. So if we have some kind of plan that we need to make sure we have, our, advertising done by a certain date, we're not waiting for the last day, last moment, those kind of things. So, I would like us to be, or I started a list, but then I would like us all to compile and send back, to the table afterwards. So I'm just gonna say that without having the longer number 10, it goes together. What I would like to do is, have us reach out to other counties and ask them some questions, see if they have some kind of guideline, if they have a month schedule that they follow, if there's something that they do, so we can try to, get some guidance on what to do, since we're all gonna be very new at this. And I have information where you can get all several other counties or several you would like to follow. So we usually start with a county first in a different county and ask them for their board information. They usually provide you with the president or something, all the main ones. Then we can look at more information and can bring it back. Do you have any ideas of what kind of questions we can ask them? Like, I would like to say, do you have a monthly or to-do list, something that we can kind of copy by until we get something going that we would like to stay with. Is there anything you can think of you'd like to ask?
Well, I was wondering, would it do everybody around us good to maybe coordinate with them to do a free county fair, have multiple counties kind of going on it. It's just thought. And I don't know how much money this brings in. It doesn't look like it's bringing enough, I guess, but I don't know how the other counties work, or how they compare.
I think it'd be great to know what all they have coming going, but it is a state statute that each county does it. And, we
okay.
have, when they come together, that's like big Tulsa County fairs, when people win something here, they take their money there. So that's how I would answer that. I'm not sure we can look into it a little more if we'd like.
that's how it is. That's how it is.
Do you have any other questions you can think of that you would like to add? Or would you like to add? I would like to get names and phone numbers and emails of everybody on some different boards. And I did speak to, Ms. Smithfield the other day, and she said she would like, because she knows some people in a lot in Washington County, so she would like to reach out to them. Do you guys want to be able to assign someone? I'll just look up some counties and you guys can, or do you have anybody? I can get numbers for the county clerks and stuff if you'd like, if you can reach out. I would prefer to be assigned to someone like I can just call and say, hey, I'm so and so, I would like to know this. How about you? Steve, would you like to pick anybody out?
Well, I was just kind of thinking counties closest to where I am. Where is it? Creek County.
Tulsa doesn't have one, so.
No, I wasn't thinking Tulsa. Dick Tulsa.
You're being recorded.
I don't care.
Do you have another one you want to pick?
No, but I don't mind. I don't mind being assigned another one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one. I think that's the other one I was thinking of anyway.
Like, there's Hay, there's Delaware, Ottawa, then we're down the list. Was that the one you had a question about? You said you were leaving second?
Yeah, that was the one.
Any other questions about that?
No. You answered it.
12, number 12, money, snacks, giveaways, so anything for, trying to get sponsors, I'm sorry. Where do you guys want to, do you have any idea where you want to go? Do you have, certain stores? I actually would like to reach out to like Walmart and Osage, I know it's a long drive, but I think they would like to participate. But do you have any local guys you can contact if they want to? Of course, places that we want to ask if they want to sponsor. And then, what are we going to offer them? Are we going to put it on banners? Are we going to put it on advertising? If they do donate, do you have any thoughts, or you want to think about it and come back?
Let's ruminate on that.
Okay, so then I'm gonna go ahead and go to 13. Discuss House Bill 3919. I only have 3 of them, so if you wanna take them, I sent it to you already. So this is the new proposed bill with the one from, that's actually currently running. How you read it is, I think that they're thinking about changing it underline. So basically, telling you what they're changing is, they're trying to decide if they want to bring in an option that's going from a 9-member board to a 5-member board. And so everybody would have one person from each district, but then there'd be like 2 floating. So we can have 2 from District 1, 2 from District 3, and then 1 from District 2. And so they're playing with it. The reason it's come about is that the ACO, which is like the big board of county commissioners for the state, they're seeing this issue all across the state where they're having a hard time getting people on the board and enough people voting on. So they're trying to change the law so it's an option, not that you have to go to a 5-member board. The commissioner would be able to choose if they want it to be 9 or a 5-member board, depending on what's going on in the county. So my thought with that is, do we want to write a letter? And then when we contact these counties, if we want to bring this up to them, so they can reach out to their legislators and go from there. So bring it to their attention right now, reaching out to some of them like, oh, that's a good idea, but they had no idea what's going on. And they're actually taking this and sending it aside the end of March. that's
Yeah.
kind of something we need to talk to
Right.
them about, but we need to discuss it with the other counties, their boards, when we talk to them, so they can be discussing it as well.
So what do you, sorry, so what are you wanting to do?
What I would like to do is when we reach
Are
out,
we saying that, hey, we think this could be in our favor,
that's,
or this is detrimental?
I'm gonna say that's part of the discussion of what we need to have, and then depending on what you guys think, send a letter out to our legislators telling them our thoughts. But also bringing it to the other fair board's attention when we're discussing with them. So what's your thought on that, one from the 9 boards with my board?
Well, it wouldn't make it easier to get quorum, get things done. Yeah. For sure.
Do you have thoughts on it?
Well, it would make it easier, but we have not been able to get it yet. And I've been on the board for years, let alone, I mean, we've had 3 people. And so,
Yeah, so if you have 3 people at a meeting, you still need quorum, you can still get things done.
and you can't get, you just can't get the volunteers that you need. So, county this big, it really makes it difficult. I've called about it myself, and they said, well, call your legislators. Well, like that. So anyway, I think it's a good idea as far as the that large and all that. That's a different thing, I don't know about that, but you can't really have 6 because you've got to have that, that odd man out type.
Yeah, I think that's why they went down to 5.
Well, I understand that, but I'm just saying
Because they didn't
that
want
somebody's gonna, that's why they're doing the floating on the at large, so.
the 2 at large, yeah.
I did email, I was the one that's leading this up, and one of my concerns was reading it, the only thing I think there's an issue that they didn't address yet is how you vote. Because it's saying that you can only vote for someone in your district. But if we have 2 floating, how is that gonna work out, if, other districts can't vote on the floating? So, they're gonna try to address that, but I haven't heard that from them yet. So, what are your thoughts on it, about going for, if it's some legislation?
Like it would be, make things a little easier, but other than that, I don't know.
Yeah, I couldn't say one way or the other because this was the first board I've ever sat on, so.
Then I'm gonna call for a vote for, if we should write a letter or not, to the legislators, and then also who wants to write the letter, with understanding that we're all pretty much for it or not against it. So any thoughts on that?
Well, I mean, even though it's not gonna affect me one way or the other now, I mean, well, it really will, but I don't mind to write a letter about it because I think overall, it benefits Fair Board. Whoever's sitting on the Fair Board, it benefits the Fair and the Fair Board, and, not to sound, ugly about it, I'm looking at what's best for the Fair and the Fair Board because, so I certainly don't mind. And the voting, I don't know. I don't know how you approach that, I don't know, but definitely would be with a 5-man, so.
So would anybody like to write a letter?
Yeah, I can write something.
You wanna write a letter?
Yep.
Um,
Yeah, I had to show you what I wrote.
what?
I had to show you what I wrote last week.
Okay. Send it to me, I'll read it.
Yeah.
Okay, is there a motion for, to have, Steve Customer write a letter to our legislators explaining that he definitely accepts the new, and the legislation for, I seconded it. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. We will see. And We're just about, so now I'm gonna move to, I know it's not on here, but it's what we had said before, that we were gonna go ahead and split the system and talk about, who's gonna be the new officers and us, we'll do the interim, since you're not here anymore, so I'm not gonna do it afterwards. So we won't have a president, we won't have a vice president, we won't have a treasurer, secretary. And so this is why I asked, Steve Calvert, one of our commissioners who's here tonight, is, trying to figure out who's gonna be in that until our new election comes up. Does anybody, want to just jump out there and say, I wanna be president, vice president, and this is until, of course, we have our new election where we can get organized officially. So we need a president, vice president, treasurer and secretary. The treasurer and secretary can work together.
I'm not gonna get blamed for something to go wrong.
So you're saying you want to do it? So, do we have any takers or any thoughts on this?
I nominate Shauna to be president.
Actually, who's not here? Do you have?
On statute says that commissioner will appoint, secretary. My only question is, who's gonna have to, because I can't make a decision on my own, just me. So all I have to make a recommendation to our board, and run it through our board. I mean, I would think that I would, because I don't have to vote on this. But that we, agreement. So, since she said that she would do it. I think there would be a recommendation that we would make in the VLCT, and then we were going back to the UPB.
So would you take our recommendation if someone wants to step now to the board?
Yeah, and that's what I would say would be preferred recommendation.
Commissioner, not that my opinion matters anymore, but I do want to ask. So when they originally, way back when, set up the county fairs for Oklahoma, when you read the manual, Sean's got a copy down there. That's when, I've read that's when they said the commissioners, for instance, would set up they would appoint the secretary and all that. So, but was that to follow then every time? Because, see, that's kind of confusing.
Yeah, it is, and that's why I'm saying, I won't make a
Yeah.
recommendation tonight, just because I don't know.
Because I'm gonna be honest, this is the second time, and I've been on the board a while. Second time we've ever had a county commissioner at a meeting.
You're welcome.
But, and I appreciate you. I just appreciate you being here, but I'm just saying, it's not anything more than, we've just never, the board, or the members, let me back up and say not the board. The members have always elected because they're the ones gonna work with each other. But I was just curious about that, as we were talking earlier about like when they do actually elect their new board, because the old I'll say old statute, but when they first set them up, it said June. And I was pretty sure I read somewhere that now it's the next meeting, which would be March. So now, but.
Just to clarify where I'm going, all of our other boards elect their own officers.
Mm-hmm.
And I would think that it would be the same here.
Yeah.
I think there would be in the power now, as far as putting someone on board that comes from our district, that we have to, acknowledge that, we have to be, on the same page for that, to put somebody on. But as far as electing officers, I believe that it should be up to the board, because you wouldn't necessarily want a board, really a board, you know, I mean, we have to oversee because ultimately it comes back and butt on our face or something, you know. And that's why I think that we should have been here, these years, we should have been here, you know, at these meetings, and that's why I have vowed to go to OCIA or, this board and the others, just to, maybe not every time, but to be there, you know. I think it brings accountability, and I think it makes better decisions.
Well, I mean, it's just, like I said, it's kind of hard when you look, because you look at like when they first established the fair, so you look at those and you know there's been some updates, and so it's kind of hard to know. But on the other hand, like I said, sure you want the board to elect the people they want to kind of work with, and they know who, I was just curious.
And that's that's been my whole thing all along for all of the boards, is I don't have to work with them. You guys have to work with them. You guys know, and so we need to appoint somebody, unless they're willing to be appointed. But I think that would be, I think it should be you guys, but I will definitely be reaching out to you, Brad Ray. We'll find out for sure where his stance is on it. You know, the board's inside now. And then I think that we can get this settled tomorrow and but I think that we need to have somebody that's willing to do it so that we can have a name to put on our agenda. That's what I'm gonna get.
Find somebody that wants to do it, because,
So, we're gonna go ahead and run down it for nominations boards, just so we can get some content. Well, remember this is not from the years, it's just until our next election. And so for president, we have heard Shauna Myers for president.
How many people do you have that come here?
Actually, we have two. And so, Boris, not sure how long he'll be on. And then we had a new lady that's gonna be taking as his spot, and that makes sense. And so we have two other people for this one. So, I'm gonna go ahead and, on that, what you're saying, for some reason.
I'm sorry, what was the question?
Or maybe you're not, maybe we'll go with it, or
Real quick, so I do have a question. So the secretary treasurer, that's probably the main one, because that's the one who's gonna be working with people getting the vendors and stuff paid, correct?
Yeah, that would be Sally,
no,
right?
no.
But that you work with Sally, right?
Oh.
Right, like, so you work with Sally.
the treasurer does all the purchase orders,
Mhm.
make sure the vendors, you don't actually write the check for the vendors, but you do the vendors, and then once the fair is over, like that Monday, you need to get those up there, because they're gonna want their checks the following Monday. That's how the pay goes. But, so you have to do a receiving report. Now, the POs you can do on the computer. The receiving reports, you've got to take, unless that changes, you've got to take an invoice to the courthouse with that receiving report.
Requisition and receiving.
I can't hear you.
Who are our agents, are receiving and
Me?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna have to get those as well.
Because I'm the only one here. I mean, I'm the closest, and I live that far. Huh?
Are the commissioners one?
There are purchasing, I'm sorry, yeah, there's a purchasing, all three of them are listed as purchasing agents. I'm not, they're all three purchasing, and I'm the only receiving, right. I'm sorry, I didn't hear you, but, so, they all three, they rotate, whoever's the chairman signs the purchase orders. And they can do that I can send them a note on the phone, and they can do it, I guess on the phone, and that's all, so. But when it comes to paying, so you fill out the receiving report, you send it up on the computer. but you have to take, unless that changes, or it hasn't, I haven't heard about it, you have to take a receipt, an invoice to the courthouse. And so,
So we need POs that are written, on the free fair board. I can find, anywhere, I've got a whole bunch. I can find it.
I usually just would like send you a message and tell you, Commissioner, I have a purchase order for you to consider and, sign. And then I get thumbs up or whatever, and then he could sign it, and then that was all taken care of. But like I said, that works out really great. It's just the receiving report requires that invoice. And, it has to be taken up there. I don't think they won't accept, an emailed, invoice.
So I think what I was getting at was, I almost think the secretary treasurer person who we nominate is kind of the big one. We need to make sure knows what they're doing. And
I think what she's trying to say.
So do you want it to be the same person, but you don't want it separate?
no, I think if it's been done, like, I feel like, okay, so I feel like if there's no one,
Separated it, sorry.
You can split that,
If split it.
You can split it.
One week.
The duty, yeah,
The
the
duty
duty
secretary
secretary.
would like shown and we need to take the notes and make sure all that's appropriate. Also, we prepare the agenda, and so the agenda appropriate. It's like right in the next meeting. So that's when you get that. So it doesn't have to be specific as well, learning everybody,
so then if we separate it, then the treasurer could be the one, if they know. Yeah.
All of that, and then the secretary. Okay.
If I can interject, it's actually a requisition officer in CPA wants to say two separate people. She only did it because that's all she had. So you have a board that you have that shifts configure, whoever that is, should not be receiving anything.
Can it be one of the OSU people here, so they're in the building? Can we back it?
If they're willing to be receiving anything.
I talked to Ember the other day because I had that order coming in. OSU does, prefers they do not. I said, OSU doesn't own this building. We share, I didn't talk to Ember, I talked to Lexi, because Ember's mad at me, I'm sorry. I talked to Lexi and I said, hey, I got this order coming in. I told Merrifield if they would call me in time, I would come in here and be here. But I talked to, Lexi and I said, in case I miss them. And she told me, she said, well, OSU, kind of has a policy about accepting someone else's orders, and I said, well, that's fine. But I'm gonna remind you, this is not an OSU building, the county owns it. I can get a hold of Merrifield and I'll work something out. I said, I'll have him take it to the commissioner's office. He can deliver it to me when I come in. I'll work it out. But, this is, anyway, so,
About what we do.
I mean, it'd be, like I said, you would have to find somebody who's willing to accept it. Like they say, they're down to, because they were having our, the county clerk's office will be the receiving agent, but that means that all you're gonna have to do is re-polish that. And so, like tourism, they have theirs done over at, emergency management, and they do, they're the receiving agent, and it works out that way. So, I don't know if you can, coordinate that with other offices who are going to take over responsibility of the receiving agent, because as she said, you have to have a receiving report for invoice for the videos available.
That needs a separate person and the other is the treasurer. Okay, any thoughts on that?
Thank you.
We don't have to vote on that, right? That's not something
You know,
we're all
once you figure it out, submit a letter to the DSC,
So then that's, so we can figure that part out later. We just want to figure out who wants to.
I just always send emailed something up there to the office and said who the requisitioning officers were, which were the three commissioners, and that I was receiving, and that way they had it on
It's
file.
just up there, all you have it all.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And then you'll have to do that again if it's approved in, July 1, you'll have to submit another letter changes or it'll be the same.
That's very helpful. I'm glad you're good.
Yeah.
Okay, so does anybody want to recommend themselves for any of these positions? So we were talking about, so having to do training with the treasurer stuff, so doing things for the POs, you have to go on the system
Right.
and all of that, called, Kelly. And so does anybody want to be the president? That's what the president do. You're gonna do, managing, making sure that, making the motion, so that everything's going good, correctly. Vice president is gonna be the person that steps up when the president's not there to take over the meeting and things like that. So the treasurer, of course, like you were saying, the PO is gonna make sure that the money's going in, the checks are being, paid out like it's supposed to, for the financial reporting, and having things like that. And then, the secretary, of course, like you said, is looking at minutes and, making sure that's put on the agenda. And, also gonna have to make sure everything's filed with the county clerk and something like that, so notifying everybody that we're having meetings. So, any other questions? I don't know for that. Did I get anything mixed up? Did I get anything mixed up? No? Any thought? Who wants to be president? I'll be vice president, you can be president.
I thought Charles was gonna be president. Did I miss something?
I think he's the treasurer. Unless, are you good?
I've been trying to get out of accounting my whole entire life, and I don't want to do that now.
So you want to be the secretary, right?
Alyssa said she'd be vice president. I didn't hear anything else after that. Do you want to do, the secretary or the treasurer? Do you want to be secretary?
That's not hot potato.
No, the president. It's just pretty much just the meeting, like I was tonight.
Like what she's been doing.
And so, talking. So,
I'd rather be taking notes than I did like doing the.
So nominate you for secretary.
Talking. I'd rather not do the talking.
and be for president.
Okay.
I need a list of duties, whatever I'm doing, I just.
Yeah, I'm gonna need it.
duties.
I'm gonna need to know all
formal.
that too.
Just to bring,
Yes, and then that word gave it to him.
Understood.
So we're good with that. Someone comes over and says, I want to be this, okay, that's right. So really then, we have covered everything for our meeting. Since you guys are here tonight, would you like to add anything? I'm happy you're here, both of you, that's
I
been
do
helpful.
want to say, I thank you guys for stepping up. We'll do everything we can to make it as good as it can be, for you guys. I know it's a pain in the neck. It's been a pain in your neck. And I appreciate everything.
Thank you.
I know you don't hear that, but I do. And I appreciate you when you guys are stepping up.
Christina, do you have anything you'd like to add?
I mean, I do say, I enjoyed working with Dee.
Thank you.
I haven't been in the office since January of last year, but she was always easy to work with, and anytime I got something from her, I reached out to her, she responded very quickly, so I appreciate that. It's not always the case with all the offices, so. And, with the three-tier board and some of the other boards, you guys are volunteers, you put your time out there, so I appreciate that too, because, it is, there's a need in every county, and this, the three-tier board actually is from level, I mean, I think a lot of people don't understand that actually even our chief vendor there, so hopefully you guys can, get that back out there and get one engaged in as well and see what they do. I know he's had a long time and has the time and going sometimes. And I'll also answer any questions that you have. You can always feel free to reach out.
Thank you, like I said, for being here, that was very helpful.
Just so you guys know, I did drive all the way up here. I had a funny bone in my mouth.
Thank you. We appreciate that.
If anybody else want to add anything before we?
I do have a question, like, so is there a list of people who you contacted over the years, like your vendors? Like, how you reach out to them to let them know when it's gonna be, like,
We've gotten to the point, most of our vendors want to come back. I mean, they start calling. I've got a file folder in there with vendors in it, but the majority of them usually want to come, I mean, they want to come back because it's grown. We have some that started when they weren't doing very well at all, but they stuck with us and now they do. And so yeah, I have a folder in there that's got, may not have all of them because we'll miss a few. And we have, within that folder, and it usually indicates, we don't charge like, some of the community service, offices, 911, those type of offices, things like that, nonprofits. If we've got room, they set up and there's no charge. Because there was a time when we had like maybe 8 or 10 actually vendors that were selling, and the rest were those type of booths. It's our area. People around town like the not-for-profit type things. So, but we tried to accommodate them, because they've been part of the fair.
yes, because I remember at the first meeting that we came to, they talked about like an application process they did. So then that application
Yeah.
was it
Well,
as
we
well?
have a form, and so that's what I'm talking about that I have in there, and so what, that has all their information on it. Yeah.
Okay.
And usually you can get that up on the Facebook page or wherever they can download it. They can download it, fill it out, and email it back or whatever. And then you have their information, their contact information, stuff like that.
Do we have the login for the Free Fair Board Facebook page?
I think that's you and Laura, right, that have the login for the Facebook page.
Yeah, I'm an administrator on there. Laura is. Poor Laura. She changed it last year, made it private, or I think it was last year, made it a private page. We talked about that, and Facebook won't let us change it back. So, kind of creates a problem because people can't, if they don't join, they can't
Right.
see.
Right.
So I think didn't you talk about maybe trying to check into that or whatever?
So let's not check that into, so we can't change it back.
Yeah.
And
But I mean, I don't know.
what I was told, I thought it was Tim Clark had tried to start again with.
Well, I think he did one, but I don't know that it's like, wasn't it? I don't know.
And you're sure you can't move it? Because it's probably the person who accidentally turned it private. It's probably,
So, because people join after, after people join thinking it was a private one, you can't just remove those people and have to start fresh. And so,
It protects it because their identity's out there when they thought they were joining a private page. Okay, so,
they're
yeah.
creating a new one and do that.
So,
Sounds like it.
on the front of the old computer, I call the old laptop in there, is like the email for the county fair, the login, the password, all that type of stuff on there. And I'll check. I don't know on the Facebook page.
does Laura have the full registration, right?
Laura, on Facebook page. I don't know. I guess because she was able to change that.
Well, you have the tools and stuff, so we just wanna make sure that even if Steve right now, how fond it is with that we can like get him on there since he's kind of the president right now, so we'll have that access to it since you won't be here anymore and then we'll be here.
Because I do know when you create a Facebook page, you're, not just a page, but like, for a community or something.
Right.
I do know you can change the main administrative, but it has to go from whoever the main one is, has to send over for the new one to be switched over to the main administrator.
So is that you? Are you Lee?
I don't know. I mean, I don't know how that. I don't know.
I'll ask Laura and then we'll go from there. But we want to make sure that, everybody's on there that needs to be on there and not on the board.
Yeah. I don't know how it's determined who the main one is. You know what I mean? I'm an administrator. I think Laura is an administrator. Tim, what's the other one right below, what you might call right below? He can get on there and like he can deny somebody or take something down.
Moderator.
Moderator, thank you. He's a moderator on there. But
I'll ask Laura and we'll go from there. Yeah, we do need to get that fixed.
I mean, I don't, each thing, I don't know how you could even start one and, losing your followers or anything to, have one that was public. But like I said, it really became a problem. I got a lot of calls from people or emails from people that said, they couldn't access the Facebook page and see all the information because we shared a lot of information on there.
Sure.
And,
I'll probably get together and try to make sure that everyone's looking at it.
When you look at the page itself, it just has who the admins are, and then it has Tim as the moderator, but everyone else looks like it doesn't show that there is one, yeah, like it has.
Yeah, it has Laura, Donna.
It doesn't have anyone else next to it.
I think there's, with subdivision, you can see that they don't have all four, so you can have.
Some of them are admins, they're
But then yeah, some of them, like, you can have just, you give them access, they can remove it, or remove other admins.
but you should be able to change that now because you're on there, right?
Yeah, but I don't have full access, like we were saying.
Okay, so if you click on each one,
Because Laura added you. I didn't mess with that a whole lot because I didn't want to mess it up, so I could post it, but I didn't.
Yeah, I have limited access to them.
I would probably say it's probably whoever's been on there the longest is.
Let me see if I can. It's silent, looks like. Well, heck, mine's not gonna come. Oh, there it is. I wonder how the voting turned out. Well, actually, the rest of it's more, I guess. I should know that I'm working, but, oops. Damage. I don't know. Well, maybe tomorrow I can look at it on over there and get it, let you know or whatever. I'll have a little time because,
I don't have access to everything.
go to group settings.
Are you an admin, Stevie?
No, I'm not an admin.
No, there's just, you or Dee and Carrie, and then Tim instead of the moderator.
I think we can go ahead and end the meeting then, so we'll definitely still figure it out. This was fine.
Okay.
So, is there a motion to adjourn?
Motion.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay,